All right, everybody. I am Scott with Prepper Talk Radio, and I'm here with my good friend Dale from Fortress Clothing. And I get to say that because not everybody that I'm going to have on today is one of my good friends. Like, we've known each other almost 8 years. Let's see.
Who's keeping track?
It's been at least 8 years that I met Dale.
It's like forever.
It's been forever. Like, I could be one of his kids.
Yeah.
We're
No,
we're not that close?
No, I'm just not old. I'm old, obviously, but not that old. Okay.
I could have been a happy accident somewhere.
There you
Anyways,
go. Okay.
My parents are probably embarrassed by me now, so we're going to talk Fortress Clothing.
Okay.
Now, for those of you guys who've probably heard of Fortress Clothing, you've probably seen them on Shark Tank. You've probably seen at other expos and events. The thing that gets me excited about Fortress Clothing is the fact that you can cover up in Fortress Clothing in the full gear, break the ice out of the water, and throw your friend in there, and they won't die. Like, you can pull them back out, and they won't freeze.
Well, so
That was the first video that I was like, what the crud?
yeah, and that's the only reason we made the video. Well, twofold. One was the shock value of if people walk by and they see that video, if they have any cognizance or intelligence, they kind of go, something isn't right there, and I need to know why, because you should die.
Yes, you should.
As far away as we were from the trucks after getting out of the ice water and at the temperatures. But not only did we not die, but within 45 seconds a minute, you're comfortable, you're warm, and I think you've seen the video where a couple of people actually have gone snowmobiling while wet and come back. You know, you figure minus 10 degrees plus wind chill.
Wow.
Dude, it's cold. And then jumps in again. But the only reason we really made the video originally was because people wouldn't, when I was calling on a direct sales basis on oil and gas companies, their buyers were just like, yeah, we've heard that message before. The message of our clothing is lightweight, warm, and breathable. And we're like, oh, no, but we actually deliver. And we reduce the number of layers instead of, oh, you're going to wear 6 layers of lightweight stuff. No, you're going to wear 1, maybe 2, just depending on temperature and what your activity level is. Yeah.
That's amazing. And now, like, anywhere you go, you can wear your Fortress gear. Like, you've got, tell me what you're wearing here.
So I'm just wearing literally our vest. And the nice thing about it is we started with oil, gas, and what we call our prepper model. It's the extreme jacket, extreme pants, balaclava and gloves. And that is available in our survival kit. So it actually comes in this bug-up bag, and it weighs less than 5 pounds.
And that's actually what I have at home.
And the
I've got 2 of these, actually. We've got the kids' kit, the smaller one, and our 5-year-old swims in that. It's so big. But we got it big in the event that we'd have kids. We didn't have kids when we bought it.
Wow.
And we've got one for my wife, and I need to get one for myself soon. So
it's on the agenda.
It's on the agenda. He's actually on our list of things, and you'll find it on our website as well. We've got Fortress Clothing everywhere listed. Like, we love it. For you guys that are following on wherever you are, like, just like and subscribe and look at the links, because we're gonna have a link to Fortress Clothing from this video down below, so you guys can check this out as well. But guys, this is smaller than a survival
sleeping bag. Well, what's crazy about it too is what's inside of it is the Fortress Extreme jacket, extreme pants, the balaclava, and the gloves. And then if you want to add to it or subtract to it, you can. But that weighs less than 5 pounds. The nice thing about it being in a stuff sack is then you're ready to go. So come May 1st, my wife will wash all of our gear, we'll pack it away, and then if it's June 30th and you need to get out of Dodge, and you don't know if it's for 6 hours, 6 days, 6 weeks, 6 months, or 6 years, you can take it with you, whether it's in a car or, you know, if you're in the Ukraine and you had a Fortress bug-out bag, you're going to be able to carry it with you. And hopefully that's not the case. But that's what also is amazing to me, is how we're not really thinking as far as preparedness mindset. Is what really are you preparing for? You know, if you think you're going to have an earthquake and your house isn't going to fall and you're going to just survive and burn coal because the natural gas is turned off and you have a wood or coal burning stove, then great. But otherwise...
Well, every other solution, because this really falls into the shelter solution.
Yeah.
Right? People don't think about that. So when you think about shelter, everyone's like, oh, I need a tarp. I need to get something to keep the water off me, or I need fire, or I need fuel gas, right? Or propane, or something to generate heat.
Right.
You know, or I need something to generate power for my generator, and need something that's going to help with keeping us alive if our house goes down. Like, what everyone thinks, my house is going to be here, or I can put up a tent in the front yard and be fine. And I live in Utah, you live in Utah, like, winters aren't that great here. I mean, I would say there's a few nights where I live that it's below 0, but it's below freezing most of the winter. It's all night, every night.
That's how we got greatest snow on Earth.
Right? And so the thing is like, when you're looking at shelter, what you can wear is the best option because you can still move, you can still work, you can still do things, but you can also just sit there and you don't have to find shelter because it's there. And it's only 5 pounds.
We always like to say it's kind of a paradigm shift. Instead of thinking I'm going to heat space like with fire, I'm going to take my body heat and just retain it. So as long as I'm warm, I don't really care what my environment around me. We have people who and they're crazy. I don't know why they do this, but they'll get our gear and then they'll go sleep in the snow. And I'm like, well, you're welcome to, but you don't have to. And that's the nice thing about Fortress gear is our range of comfort is so broad. I mean, the survival pack, really, and any of our extreme gear, the half-inch insulation, it's good to minus 35, minus 40, but it's still comfortable at 50. And as long as you're not active, once you're aerobic, yeah, you're gonna have to. And it's really complicated. You unzip if you're too warm, and you zip it up if you're cold. So.
There's no corsets. I don't have to untie everything. And
well, so we do have videos because it's kind of difficult. Up for cold, down for warm. Perfect. Boom. Yeah.
You got it.
There you go. Now we got a video on it.
I got a video, new training.
That's good.
You'll probably see this on his website for training videos, guys.
Yes, we're hoping.
So one of the things that I mean, you've done so many other things as well, but one of the things I love about this is kind of a mission, if you will, to help people.
Oh yeah.
Not just a business, but why did you? I mean, you obviously saw the problem and you wanted to solve the problem. But like, what led you to get into this industry?
So the weird thing about it is, when it first started, we actually called our company name Work Warm, the opposite of Play Cold, so that we weren't looking at everything. And what we found was, we were in oil and gas, it's very cyclical, so we kind of had to reinvent ourselves. But thereafter, it was like, wait, we can solve the problem of a hunter who goes out, and I actually had a customer call from Colorado, and he's like, dude, I owe you $10,000. I was like, please, send it. He said, no. He says, we went hunting, and there was a guy in our group, and he just kept going back to camp because he was cold. It'd be 10:30 in the morning. He's already quit. I spent $10,000 on a guided hunt, big bull elk tag, and I got a big bull elk because I could hunt all day, and I was able to be picky, and I spent several days doing it.
Wow.
Instead of being at the mercy of Mother Nature. And so whether it's hunting or fishing or skiing or snowmobiling, this isn't equipment that you get and then just stick on the shelf and I'm prepared. This is something you can use and you can wear all the time. We have base layers, we have mid layers, we have outer shells, balaclavas, gloves, mittens. I brought the pair of these, by the way. Scott, you'll love these.
There you go.
These are our latest mittens. Try those on. So when we found those, we found that if we see something we like, we find that style or that design, and we don't knock it off. But like, for instance, that particular mitten had 1 inch of goose down on top of it, and we're like, well, just take that 1 inch of goose down out, put our Fortress 3/4 inch insulation 3/8 in the palm. That's 50% more insulation than in our glove, but it is warm. And when I was snowshoeing yesterday, I hate to say it, I actually had to take it off. It was too warm because you're just generating heat when you're snowshoeing. You're aerobic.
Well, yeah.
That's what you're supposed to do.
You're a furnace.
There you go.
This is awesome.
Yeah, it's good stuff. It's fun.
You should probably just
you can loosen it and then it gets
hand
easier.
in and out easy. That is nice. And I think the thing I like is it's also really good grip.
Yeah.
A lot of the mitts that I look at and I've bought, like, the grip is not existent.
Yep. Fun stuff. And awesome. We try to make it so that it's used today but be prepared for tomorrow. So really anything and what's funny about it is, Scott, our customer base is so diverse, from grandmas who they say, oh, my grandkids never want to come visit. And we're like, well, yeah, your house is 90 degrees and so then they put on our Fortress gear, whether it's a base layer or just a jacket, and they're comfortable, and the thermostat's at 72, and the grandkids come to
save money on utilities.
Paragliders. I've got a crazy one of our affiliates. He takes people up on paramotorists.
Yeah.
He takes them up and flies them all around, and he's just like, I'm freezing my butt off normally, but now you'll see him on our website. He just sends us videos of this crazy guy flying all over the earth, and
that's awesome.
It's fun. So.
We have paragliders right out of our almost backyard. I live in Bountiful.
Oh yeah.
And so there's a hill right around the corner that they're always.
That's where he takes off
right
from.
There. Is
yeah.
He?
Oh yeah.
What's his name? I probably know him.
Dom.
I don't
Dom.
know.
We call him Dom.
But yeah. I went skydiving. That's how I met my wife.
Uh-huh.
And it was here in Utah in the summer. And we jump out of the airplane and I'm like, I am freezing.
Up at that elevation. Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm freezing. And I was freezing until about maybe 1,000 feet from the ground.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything above that, I was freezing. And so understanding these guys at the paragliders, you need that.
Yeah.
I mean, because they're always wearing like their North Face or whatever else, and learning that that's not enough. This is amazing because it's not just more than enough. It's just common sense, the right thing.
Well, and one of the cool things about it is, like our military. So we've gotten into the military, and especially the Air Force. We have Army and Air Force, but it's the bottom up, so we're not coming top down. So we're not getting these huge contracts. But up in Alaska, the F-22 pilots based out of Elmendorf and Eielson Air Force Base, they were wearing 6 layers of gear, and just like you said, at 60,000 feet elevation, 6 layers, they were freezing, but yet at sea level, they're too hot. And so we submitted our technology and our gear, and they have a testing center up in Fairbanks.
If you're interested in learning more about the Fortress Clothing line of clothing, please click the link in the description below. It will take you to this website where you can look at all the different products that they have available and see which ones would be a good fit for you. If you use the code PREPPER, PREPPER, you'll also get a 20% discount off your order. That's good until June 1st, 2022. So please act now. Click the link in the description below, enter code PREPPER, PREPPER, and get a 20% discount between now and June 1st, 2022.
So there's a test center up in
Fairbanks.
Fairbanks.
So we're up in Fairbanks, and Dustin is the SEER specialist. It's like, I don't know, anybody who's military knows, it's like survival, escape, and reconnaissance and something else. Anyway, he takes our gear. He says, I want to test yours against everything in the EQUEX system, the extended cold weather clothing system, and then we've got other gear that we're being asked and proposed to use. So he took it up there. Everything that we provided him, our base layer, our mid layer, our mittens, our gloves, our balaclava, everything scored 5 out of 5. The next closest item, and I'm talking just individual items, was 3.5 stars.
Really?
And we're talking not just for warmth, but for lightweight and for breathability and for you're not too hot. I mean, every angle they were just like just like, this stuff is kicking butt. And so we got all of the F-22 pilots for both Eielson Air Force Base and JBER, is they went from a 6-layer system down to a 3-layer system. They wear their flight suit, their G suit, and Fortress base layer top and pant. That's crazy.
Amazing.
And they're not cold anymore. They're comfortable, and that's what's fun is I'm talking to Dustin, he's like, well, the pilots are just raving about, like, they're just comfortable, and the word comfortable kept coming back. It was never, oh, I'm warm and I'm cold. It's, oh, I'm just comfortable. I'm comfortable down low, and I'm comfortable up high. And then the mobility, you know, going from 6 layers to 3, it speaks volumes.
Been there.
Yeah. Cool.
I used to do scout camps all the time, and the winter camp
I'm
outs
sorry to hear that.
were the worst.
I know, they suck.
You know, but with one of these, no big deal.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it's totally.
So guys, first of all, thank you, Dale, for being with us.
Thanks for letting me come.
Guys, make sure you're liking, subscribing, hit that link, go over to Fortress Clothing, check it out. You know, summer's here right now. When you're watching this, it might be a little bit later, but this is a smart buy. In my opinion, it's a must-have for every family. Get one for everybody in your household, because no matter what happens, you need shelter. Shelter, 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 and this is where you start.
And can I add one last thing?
Absolutely.
So I just was sitting here thinking, you know, this is probably going to be airing or on a podcast. So we'll set up a coupon code. We usually don't discount a lot. I mean, you know, 10%, 15% max. But I love the prepper niche because I feel like that's my niche too. And so we'll put the coupon code will be prepper, PREPPER.
Perfect.
And that will be 20% off. And that will end on June 1st, 2022.
Awesome.
All right. Hey, thanks,
Thank
man.
you, Dale. Appreciate you.
Thanks, guys.
See you on the next one.